Jude has just spent 10 years trying to survive in Fairy. This is the chapter where she stops and starts deciding what kind of monster she's willing to become. Hi guys, welcome to Next Chapter English. I'm Anna and we're reading The Cruel Prince by Holly Black. Today, chapter 5. Last chapter Jude told us that she does not want to be the recall. She wants to beat them. This chapter is where that stops being a feeling and becomes a decision. Let's go. The chapter opens beside the Lake of Masks. It's one of those details that is so beautiful that you almost read right past it. But stop for a second, because this lake tells us far more about Jude than it first seems. It never reflects your own face, only someone else's. Someone who looked into it before you, or someone who hasn't looked yet. Past and future pulled together in still water. When Jude was little, she used to sit at its edge for hours, hoping she could catch a glimpse of her mother looking back at her. And eventually it hurt too much to try. Suddenly this magical lake isn't magical at all. It's grief. It's a little girl who spent years wanting for someone to come back for her, and slowly, quietly gave up. Remember that, because by the end of this chapter she isn't waiting for anyone. Taryn breaks silence by asking Jude whether she plans to quit the tournament. And the answer she gives to Taryn isn't about pride or Cardan or what anyone thinks of her. It's about time. Fairies have forever, centuries to be patient, to plan, to wait, and Jude doesn't. She is done waiting around for someone to hand her her future. Then Taryn says something that stops her completely. Typical Taryn. I'm going to fall in love. Just like that. Announces it like a decision. The way you would choose which path to take home or something. Jude's reaction is basically, really? That's the plan? And honestly, I do get it. This one is one of my most favorite contrasts in the whole chapter. Or in the whole book, probably. Two sisters raised in the same world, but they arrive at completely different answers. Taryn decides that she wants to fall in love, and Jude decides that she's done waiting. They walk home through the crooked forest, past rude men taller than houses, wind whistling clean through the hollow of their rib cages. Jude and Taryn press against the trees to let them pass, and just keep walking without a second glance. In Fairy, impossible things become background scenery. The absence of wonder tells you more about what 10 years has done to them than any other description could. Then comes dinner. In Maddox's house, dinner is where the future gets decided, and sometimes without the people they are about. Maddox announces that the High King plans to abdicate, to formally step down, and that Prince Dane is expected to inherit the throne. He seems almost eager. Maddox, and not because he particularly likes Dane, but because he could smell change. And generals seem to flourish in unstable times. Then Taryn does what every sibling has done at least once. She volunteers Jude to ask a question nobody wants to ask. So Jude asks. She tells Maddox that she wants to fight in the summer tournament. And not just compete, but to declare herself ready for knighthood. At first, everything is fine. Maddox compliments Jude's skills. He smiles. He even jokes with her. You can almost feel relaxing across the table thinking, yes, this is going to work. And then he says 4 words. You're no killer. He doesn't just tell her that she is inexperienced. He doesn't even tell her that she's human. He tells her she's no killer. That's the word that stays with her. And it lands so much harder than anything else Cardan has ever thrown at her. Because Cardan wants Jude to feel small, and Maddox shares it so quietly, so simply, as if something that's true, but Jude hasn't accepted that yet. He thinks he's protecting her, and somehow it makes it worse. Jude has spent 10 years keeping her head down, swallowing insults, enduring. And to endure means exactly that, surviving something painful without giving it up. Because she believes that if she could prove that she could do, that she could survive anything, someone would finally look at her and see a knight. She suddenly realizes that she'd mistaken survival for progress. I think I'm going to be something else. Jude herself doesn't know yet. She only knows that she can't be, or she can't keep being what she is. That night she can't sleep. She goes outside at dawn and sits near the stables, looking back at the house, her mother's house, before it was Oriana's. And she thinks about what her mother actually did. She ran. She smuggled herself out of Fairy, left burnt bones behind so Maddox would think she was dead, and hid for almost 10 years. For years Jude saw her mother as someone brave enough to escape. Now she wonders if escaping was ever the answer she wanted. Remember the little girl sitting beside the lake of masks and waiting for her mother to appear? She's gone now, because Jude has now decided that she's done with her mother entirely. She is not waiting to be rescued. She is going to become the thing that does not need rescuing. The next afternoon, Cardan, Valerian, Locke, Nicasia settle into the grass with their lunch baskets, perfectly at ease, unhurried, certain as always that this world belongs to them. Then they take a bite, and every single one of them spits their food out. Jude has salted everything. And when Cardan's eyes find hers across the field, she lets herself smile. It's petty. It's almost childish. It changes absolutely nothing between them, except for the first time in the entire book, they are reacting to her. It's a tiny victory, almost laughably small, but it's hers. Taryn grabs her arm immediately. You are making everything worse. And here's the thing, Taryn is right. She has been right almost every time. Her answer to this world was love, softness, a quieter kind of survival. And it has kept her safe. And Jude knows that, and she agrees completely. And she just doesn't care anymore. The chapter ends with, I just declared war. What fascinates me is that nothing really changed in this chapter. Jude still isn't a knight. Cardan is still cruel. Maddox still says no. The world hasn't changed at all, but Jude has. Maddox said no because he wanted to keep her safe. He thought that closing that door was going to protect her. But what he actually did, he removed the last reason that made her play by the rules. He thought he was going to protect her. He created the version of her he was trying to prevent. So here is my question for you. Which sister do you understand more? Jude, who declares war, or Taryn, who chooses love? And can you understand both at the same time? Tell me below, I read every single one. Your free worksheet for chapter 5 is in the description, vocabulary and a question built around one of my favorite lines in this chapter. Download it, it's free. Next week, Jude has just started a fight she definitely can't win. Or can she? Subscribe so you don't miss it, and see you guys then!